وقنا الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
Broadcasting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salam Radio.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله واتقوا الله إن الله سميع عليم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. إن الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم. إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات أكثرهم لا يعقلون. ولو أنهم صبروا حتى تخرج إليهم لكان خيرا لهم والله غفور رحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. واعلموا أن فيكم رسول الله لو يطيعكم في كثير من الأمر لعنتم ولكن الله حبب إليكم الإيمان وزينه في قلوبكم وكره إليكم الكفر والفسوق والعصيان أولئك هم الراشدون فضلا من الله ونعمة.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gents. Welcome to Education Matters. You're with your host Mehtab and my brother Shamir. I think it's been a long time since both of us been here. I hope you're all well. To our new episode today on exam preparation. Assalamu alaikum, brother Shamir.
Wa alaikum salam, brother Mehtab. It has been a very long time indeed. We've been all around the world in the last couple of weeks. So
Literally.
It's good to be back.
Yes, well, I hope you had a eventful trip. You know,
it was beautiful.
Some of us are lucky to get away, enjoy the holidays.
Homeland, beautiful Pakistan. It was an amazing week away.
Yeah, I mean, it's been obviously a mixture of holidays and few other family commitments, which unfortunately myself and Shamir could not be on the show at the same time. But inshallah, as you can imagine, with our commitments, with our jobs, sometimes it can be very difficult. You know, we have open evenings where we have to be there, and unfortunately it clashes with the timing of the Islam Radio. So there will be shows where it will be just one of us, but inshallah we'll keep it going as much as we can. So with Education Matter, this week episode we're talking about exam preparation. As you know, many year 11s will have exam coming up, which are a preparation for their real exams in in summertime. So these, what we call the mock exams, would be somewhat a practice for them. Okay, so we're here to, help you tackle one of the most challenges in students' life, which is preparing for your GCSE exams. And when we say we're here for not just students, not just teachers, but also our parents as well. We're here to guide you and support you the best way that we can to support your child in their GCSE exams. For those of you listening, we love to hear what you have to say, how you are supporting your child, and or how you are revising. You can get involved with our show by calling on 01733 602 133. That's 01733 602 133. Or you can give us send us a text on 07411 191062. We are also live on all social media: Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. Please do leave a comment on there. We already got people starting to comment, mashallah. Welcome to the show and thank you for your comments. Please ask us any questions in terms of advice that you would like for your prep for your exams. As a parent, as a student, that is why we are here. And those of you listening to this not live, please do feel free to still leave a comment, something that we can discuss later. Right, also we will be shortly joined by, I'm sure you guys can see on your screens, our two students who are currently, hello guys, we will get you joined live very soon, but they are currently going through the process of their mock exam, their PPEs, and they're going through the phase of preparing for those. And hopefully, inshallah, today they will be sharing their experience, and I'm sure they'll be sharing their tips and some of the things that they are doing. So, Shamir.
What you said, absolutely spot on, Mehtab. We obviously know the stress and pressure that comes with the GCSE exams, and we also want to make sure you're equipped with the best strategies and tips for success. So grab your notebooks and get ready for some valuable insights. And I'm sure the boys, like you said, will also add their valuable feedback in. Of course.
Inshallah, with today's episode, we have got Mustafa and Brother Asim, who will be sharing their expert views of, as a student, and their experience and advice on how to excel in the GCSEs. But before we dive into that, I'd like to, for us, myself and you Shamir, we like to just talk about let's address some of the common concern and myths about the exam preparation.
Absolutely. So we often hear students worrying about whether they've started studying too late or how many hours they should study per day. It's important to understand that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Of course.
And we're here, obviously, to explore that in more detail.
I think it is important, especially for our listeners, that the mental and the emotional well-being is equally important, during this journey. We always talk about the academic success, but regards to to achieve the academic success, there is a very long journey, and the mental and the emotional well-being is equally as important as the part of revising for those exams. And hopefully we'll discuss techniques, and I'm sure brothers will be sharing their techniques of how they deal with stress and how to stay motivated throughout the journey towards the exam. Right. So first, we're just gonna, as I mentioned, we got Mustafa and Asim. And obviously, you'd be dying to share a lot of strategies as such. But if you just like to introduce yourself, your name, what year you're in, and what GCSE you are doing, and then your experience as a student so far.
Hello, my name's Mustafa Kareem. I'm in year 11 and I'm studying triple science, Urdu, health and social, and geography.
Excellent, Mustafa. If it's all right, Mustafa, just bring the mic a little bit closer to you, okay? So we can hear you nice and clear. Excellent. So geography you mentioned,
Yeah.
health and
Science.
social,
Yeah.
and science, obviously the core subjects that you are
Yeah.
doing. And in terms of science, triple, double,
Triple.
mashallah, that's good. So year 11 at the minute. I'm presuming your mocks are starting next week.
Yeah. So,
Excellent.
well, what I've been doing to prepare for the exams, once every 2 days, I study for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I do it in sections. So I'll do one topic and I'll have a bit of a break. And that, I felt like, it helps a lot to have a break in between. So you don't overload yourself with the information and everything. Yeah. And also, schools provided us with iPads.
Oh, excellent.
So, all the information we need is on one iPad. Yeah, so there's no stress carry around books, printing out stuff. Just on the go, you can bring your iPad with you and just revise wherever you are. And I feel like because everything's on the iPad, we can study anywhere we want.
It's not like back in the days, Mehtab, when we were walking around with rucksacks, like we were mountain climbers with all the folders. And the notes that we had to take.
them, is. I always say to them, they're very lucky because now you can revise anywhere. There's flashcards. I'm sure you guys seen some flashcards as well. Take them anywhere with your iPad, anywhere with your phone, anywhere. There's so many videos. If you miss a lesson now, you can go on YouTube and watch a lesson.
And I think back in the days, we were conscious of trying to find an empty room and try and lock ourselves away, and that was the only time we're going to get some quality revision in.
Oh, no.
Whereas these guys, alhamdulillah, they're blessed with the technological advances.
Yep.
They can have you on the go.
Of course. And Brother Asim, if you can bring yourself close to the mic as well. If you just let us know, obviously, we know your name.
Yeah.
And just similar introduction as Brother Mustafa, please, yeah?
Yeah, I'm also in year 11 and I study triple science, history, business and RE. And to prepare for my PPEs that are coming up, I do past papers for maths. So I study 45 minutes, have a 15-minute break for physics or chemistry. Then I do a short past paper on that. So I know where my errors are, which I need to focus on more, because it gives me a clear understanding of what I need to do else.
Excellent. No, thank you so much for that. And I think it's one of the key things that I realize what you guys are saying is in terms of you're not doing 6 hours of revision. You're not sitting there for even longer than an hour. Say 45 minutes. I do a section. I do a topic. Do you find that helps you to stay motivated? That helps you to keep going? Because it's not. If someone said to me, "I need you to sit down for half an hour and do some work," in comparison to for 2 hours and do some work, massive difference.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So do you feel like? Do you guys on a weekend would you break that up, or whenever you're revising, would you do like half an hour then a break?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just ask, obviously, for our listeners as well? Put the mic in the middle. When you do speak, just come closer. What, in terms of having a break, what sort of things would you do?
Get some water, hydrate myself.
Excellent.
Look over another topic I need to go for.
Yeah.
And just clear my mind, because then once I've done one topic, I need to focus on the other.
Excellent. What about you, Mustafa?
One thing I avoid doing on my breaks is checking my mobile phone. Because
I find that hard to believe.
Are you sure? And if Mustafa parents are listening, please do confirm. No. You know what? It's a great point. I think Brother Faisal always says we need to one day have a battle about phones and education and about allowing phones in school. Okay, so I want you guys to be honest. And phones, amazing tool, but be honest. Do you sometimes feel like they have become a distraction?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends what you use your phone for. My phone is studies, business only.
100% study revision time, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, in terms of...
I think he's got BBC Bite Size on his.
Yeah,
That's the
or
only
that
app he's
book.
got.
Yeah. I mean, I want you to be as realistic as you can, because we got to look at, with our listeners who are listening to us, and there's many students out there who I'm sure some of the strategies that they can learn from you guys would really help them. Okay? So in terms of in terms of your phone, how are you? What's the word? I mean, how are you managing the usage of your phone? I mean, I know if I get my phone out, halfway me do something,
Yeah.
I go on TikTok. There'll be one, there'll be two. There's just you're there, just keep scrolling, right? And my work will just stay there. And I can, unfortunately, I hate to admit this, but the time when you're watching TikTok goes so quick, right? Without you know it, it's been like an hour. You just wasted that hour.
Yeah.
What do you do? If you don't do it, it's fine. But what would you suggest people at your age that would help them through the exam period manage the usage of their phone?
I feel like you can use your phone as a utility as well, a studying utility as well. I find it quite pointless. I find it quite pointless taking your mobile phone to school, and from now on, my phones can stay at home.
Please do note from now on.
My phone's gonna stay at home.
Yeah.
You might sell your phone.
Yeah,
I
of
might
course.
as well
Why did you
sell it.
sell it?
Sell it. The list.
If we can
Use that money.
out of this podcast, if we can change and help someone, I am more than happy to do so. Just before we continue, I'd just like to say a big thank you to some of the brothers who are joining us and making comments. Please be respectful. I'm sure you guys are in year 11 and let's just say old enough to be respectful. Let's just get some respected comments. So I just want to say thank you to Usman Ghani. I hope you've been very respectful and sharing your comments. And please do share something that we can share with the community. And thank you for the comments of Urshad. Thank you as well for joining us, and thank you for sharing some love. Really appreciate that. And Mr. Ali, thank you as well, and Mahmood as well. Just want to say thank you all. You just coming on, just happy face, knowing that what we are doing is, people are listening, is helping them. Yeah. And I just wanted to give a shout out to them to say thank you for listening to us. And please do ask us any questions or let us know if there is anything that you'd like to mention.
I'm sure, obviously, with some of the students there commenting, you've all got some questions, or
of course
you're looking for some ideas or tips.
Yeah.
Be specific, get involved, and hopefully we can answer some of your questions.
Of course. Going back to the phone.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to people if you like to, in terms of how can they manage to stay away from their phones?
I'll say put it on do not disturb. Like, just put it to one side. Or if you're going to use your phone, utilize it in a way that can help you with revision. Because just lock yourself on one app. Because if you change to other apps, it's gonna make you not focused. And if you're trying to revise properly, you need to have self-control. And with self-control, motivates you to do better. Because if you just say, for instance, you got your phone now, you keep scrolling, like you said on TikTok, that makes you move away from the revision, and that'll decrease your chance of getting a better grade in whatever subject you're doing.
Of course. No, I totally agree. And Mustafa, what's your input on this?
Just what Asim just said about putting on do not disturb. It's easy to turn that off. It takes a button to turn it off. But the self-discipline that comes with that, I think that's very important.
Yeah.
If you say to yourself, my phone's on do not disturb, it's not coming off for the next hour or 2 hours or half an hour, whatever it is, and you stick to your words and you tell yourself that, and when you go against what you said, I think that's when you realize you need to work on your self-discipline before you make any changes.
I really like that.
No, of course. I think both of you, very valuable comments that you made there, and I think it is important in order to accomplish your grades. It's very important to first beat yourself. Yeah. So setting yourself that target and then showing yourself, what, I can do this. I got my phone here. I'm gonna put it here for an hour. And then if you have proven yourself, that's what you're referring to, right? Yeah? So if you have proven yourself, you know what? I can do that. I don't think after that, once you have beaten
that was the
yourself,
first challenge, isn't it?
Of course. And once you have beaten yourself, I think anything is possible. And then going back to your grades, anything is possible. So if you'd like to obviously share anything based on that, getting distracted by the phone, then what we can do.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's quite interesting. Like, obviously, we can only compare from our time when we used to revise against the boys' times now in the modern era. And quite clearly, I think one of the biggest factors is the use of the phone. However, what about the other factors? Like, for example, your mental well-being in a stressful period like examinations at the minute, where you're constantly thinking about, especially in year 11, you're constantly thinking about doing well in order to move forward next year in whatever dreams and plans you have got, whether it's uni, not uni, A-levels, colleges, apprenticeships, things like that. But how important is it to keep in check your social time and your sort of get away from like your revision and get away from studies, because that's also crucial, and I think we touched upon that earlier. But how important is that to you guys at the moment while you are going through this really important phase?
It's very important because you need to understand. You need to have that goal. You need to have that fixed mindset, which you're aiming for. The goal at the end. So if you have obstacles in front of you, you got hurdles, just go upon it. Because if you have a problem, if you have stress, then deal with it. But also don't let that don't let that overgo whatever you're trying to do, whatever your end goal is.
I think if you set yourself a goal of, I'm trying to get into certain school A-levels, I need this grade.
What would you class as your getaway? So if you, for example, on a Sunday, you had a couple of hours, you've just done a hard week's worth of revision, you've been fully focused in school, you've come back, you've done all of your things and goals that we just said you need to do in order to complete the first challenges.
How do you basically what he's trying to say, how do you chill? He's a bit old now, you see.
I'm trying to get some tips here. But how would you, or what would you look forward to on a Sunday, let's say for a couple of hours, when you know you deserve that
little break?
I feel like what he's saying is, that's when the socializing comes in, whether it be in person, on PlayStation, with your mates, whatever. But, with socializing, I feel like it comes with a lot of abnormal characters. And when you get introduced to all of that, it comes with drama. And drama is something we can't have in year 11.
Wow.
So it's like, I feel like me and Asim, we're surrounded by abnormal characters, yeah? Weird ones, yeah? Confusing ones. They take a lot of time, yeah? So what me and Asim do is, say our highs.
A confession therapy session here.
listen,
You know what? I'm loving this.
We say our highs and buys,
Yeah.
have a good time, go home. We don't take any of the drama. Who's got a problem with who's doing this, who's doing that. Because we don't need it.
And
at
just
the
to be
moment.
clear,
We're busy
it's not necessarily between year 7 and 10 either, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
It's,
okay.
it's
I think,
among
you know what, I'm glad you touched upon that, because unfortunately, and I think Sir would agree, nowadays as a teacher's trying to keep students on track, they're worried about, who broke up with who and what. So many things happen on Snapchat, so many things, unfortunately, I still remember there was a year where there was a big fight within year 11s, and a lot of time was spent sorting those fights out where students were out of lessons. And you're right, right now, the socialization these days comes with a lot of drama. And if you're not careful, right, and you're involved in that drama, you're going to have probably an hour or 2 hours a day where that's going to be spent just dealing with that. Right, whether you're talking to your friends about it, whether you are writing a statement with the teacher.
And then someone else will want to ask you a question and then you start all over again.
Yeah, you will keep telling the story.
It'll be repeated.
You're 100% right. And I think I love the fact that you said in year 11, it's too important to have that drama. Put that aside. Go say hello to your friends. Go chill out. Do what you got to do. Okay, whether it is you're going to go to West Ham Park and jog around the park or whatnot. Right? Do what you got to do. Chill. Come back to revision. Okay, don't let it take too much of your focus. Right, we've got 2 more minutes before we go into break. Just to let our listener know, in terms of what the plan is for the remainder of the show. We are having very interesting conversations and a lot of points that I think myself and Shamir would be not able to share because we're not students anymore as much as some of us want to be.
Mehtab's getting on a little bit, guys. So
just a little bit. So it's very interesting what we shared. But inshallah, our plan is after the break with our brothers, we're gonna look into and talk more about how parents are involved in terms of your education, in terms of your revision journey, how they are supporting you. Okay, and then we're going to talk about what you would advise for the parents out there, what they can do to support their child. Okay, so some of the things that you are finding as a student, as a child, this is what my parents are doing, it's working for me. So I would advise people to do that. And we are hoping, obviously, all of these strategies, all of these practices, all of these hints and tips are there both as a parent, both as a student, and we're hoping this will help you manage your revision, manage your preparation for your PPEs, the mocks, which will eventually go into further into your education. There's many support out there available. Mastermind Tuition Academy runs sessions on Saturday as well. If you'd like to get in touch, please do give us a call, and inshallah we'll see you after the break with more with Education Matters.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
At Master's Pharmacy, we put your health and convenience first. We offer free blood pressure checks and blister-packed medication. With our free same-day prescription delivery service, you can have your medication when you need it. We also offer travel vaccinations, including Hajj and Umrah, along with other services to meet all your pharmacy needs. For more information, contact Master's Pharmacy on 01733 567 208 or visit us at 303 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PH.
Masterminds Tuition Academy is for your high schoolers, your something to provers, your subject strugglers and keen learners, your brave jumpers and fist pumpers. Affordable personalised learning plans are delivered through our centres in schools across Peterborough. But not to worry, we also provide online and home visits with flexible timings. Whether it is maths, English, science or 11+, Masterminds is a must. Find us on all socials and visit our website mastermindstuitionacademy.com or call us on 07516 166 003. Masterminds, master the matrix.
Mar food store Lincoln Road Triangle te inna rush o balle hoye tusani amba ne pure mulke vich role
Pakistani sogatan ji amb le lo jamnu le lo Pakistani taze mithe amb te jamnu aa gaye ji
ਯਕੀਨ ਕਰੋ ਜੀ ਭਾਈ ਨਾ ਮਾਰ ਫੂਡ ਸਟੋਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਵਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਡ ਦਾ ਅੰਬ ਮੰਗਵਾ ਕੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਯੂਕੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਸ਼ਲ ਲਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨੀ ਜਾਮਣੂ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਉਹ ਜਨੇ ਨੇ ਆ ਪੁੱਤਰ
Amar Food Stores, Al Mashu, fresh halal meat and groceries. Address 613B Lincoln Road, Triangle, Peterborough. Telephone 01733 687374. Amar Food Stores, Meyar ka naam, Munasib Daam.
Thinking of laser hair removal but worried about cost? Well Skin Clinic, Peterborough's #1 aesthetic clinic, offers 0% finance on courses of laser hair removal. We perform thousands of treatments using the Soprano titanium in our prestigious clinic. Virtually pain-free and suitable for all skin types, our team of aesthetic professionals can help you achieve your goals affordably. Well Skin Clinic, making life-changing aesthetic treatments affordable for all. 40 Cowgate, Peterborough. Call or WhatsApp us on 01733 555540. Satisfy your cravings at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant. Enjoy a tantalising variety of Chinese, Italian, Pakistani and comfort food favourites, from starters to desserts. Kids under 5 dine for free, so bring the whole family to our restaurant at 63 Sycamore Avenue. Open every day from 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Call us on 01733 313131 or book online to reserve your table. Ibrahimi-restaurant.co.uk. Every bite is a delight at Ibrahimi Buffet Restaurant.
You could be driving You might be cooking. You could even be working. But whatever you're doing, you're also listening to Salam Radio. And if you're in business, your potential new customers could be listening too. So talk to them and let them know what you have to offer. Advertising on Salam Radio is affordable and effective. And by doing so, you're also supporting this valuable and important voice within the community. Call 07866 319 679 or find Salam Radio online and across social media.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Education Matters. You are joined with Mehtab and Shamir with the episode on exam preparation. And alhamdulillah, we're joined with our brothers Mustafa and Asim, who are current students, and they are here to share their experience as a student with their journey in, looking forward to their exams. We'd like you listeners to please get involved by calling us on 01733 602 133. That is 01733 602 133. You can also text into the show on 074 11 1062. You can also join us on our live stream, which is available on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch. And if you are listening to this in another time, do please leave a comment. That we're more than happy to, discuss that in our show as our talking point. So far, we've been discussing how our brothers have been preparing for their mocks, and then they've been very kind enough to share their experience and share how they've been managing their revision. Would you say, Shamir? And
I think they've answered really well so far. So well done, boys.
Given us a lot of hints and tips. Something very pleased to hear from you guys, and talked about how they can stay focused and also. The social media, the phone, stay away from our phone, which was one of our big discussion. To some point, Mustafa mentioned that he's no longer going to be taking his phone to school. Right, so I know, right? And as mentioned before the break, we will be talking about the parents aspect. Sorry, just 1 second. We will be discussing how our parents can be involved with your journey as a student, and I'm hoping that you can obviously share with us what sort of things your parents do that you find very useful, and then also what you can advise in terms of our parents and our students out there that they can do. So first of all, Shamir, if I can start with us, in terms of as teachers, what sort of pointers you can give to our parents?
I mean, as a teacher, there's so many out there. So this is something we do on a daily basis with various different classes, various different groups. You've got revision planners, which any teacher would be willing to help during tutor time, during intervention time. I help some kids come back at a break, lunches, after school even, where we're trying to create and improve their own revision planners, just to make sure that they've got a plan for the couple of weeks, 3 weeks maybe, where the hardcore revision is going to start and it's going to become really effective in order for the student to maximize their potential grades. So loads of avenues. You've got loads of, I'm talking from a maths teacher at the minute. So there's so many free websites out there, free resources on the internet. You've got, we talked about the advances of technology earlier. You can use it to your advantage. To be more specific, you've got resources such as Maths Genie. I know they've got a website with all the resources. They take you through grade 1 all the way through to grade 9. Corby Maths with the exam questions, connected with the Maths Genie stuff and the Corby and other resources out there.
What are you advising for the parents? So how can parents use this is what I wanted to get.
They could actively be engaged with the revision planners.
Yeah.
So, for example, revision, like I just mentioned, it could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on how much the kids got in front of them. So
Yeah.
as a parent, for those 2-3 weeks, I'd be actively engaged in conversation at home every day or so, checking the revision planners, going through it like a to-do list, and making
Excellent.
sure and asking questions about what the child's been up to, how effective was, for example, this session today. Sometimes you might have sessions that might not be effective. You might have planned them, but they might not go the way you foresee how you would have learnt or progressed in that topic. So as a parent, I would be working with the child to try and see how tomorrow could be better in terms of revision. But there's so many things out there. Be in touch with the schools, be in touch with the teachers. Direct emails are a quick way of communicating. And I'm sure, as a teacher myself, I don't mind responding to 5-6 emails in the morning. It takes 5-6 minutes. But for the child, it might push them 5-6 hours ahead of their revision.
So parents should be, contacting the teachers and also asking
if they need to.
But also asking the student, tell me what your revision plan is, and making sure that they are revising.
That's the most important
and
thing.
constantly checking up on them
Without a revision plan, as a parent, you won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Without a revision plan, the most common question is going to be, are you revising? Child's going to say yes. End of conversation.
And it could be just something that's not been effective revision.
Yeah, they might not be doing revision.
Yeah.
But with a revision planner, you can check and you can use it as a to-do list.
Excellent. And that's one other thing that I just wanted to add. Earlier Mustafa mentioned about, I go through a topic, then I have a break and so on. I think it's important that you lay out all the topics that are covered in let's just say you're doing paper 1. You may have been told by your teachers what topics you are going to be tested on. So you can list all of your topics and cross them off as you go. So rather than, that's what you call an effective revision. So then I've learned all of these, only got these 3 left. So I need 3 more sessions in order to cover those. Okay. I think that also as a visual representation of your progress, imagine seeing that every day, slowly, you got a target of 10 topics. Right, and then seeing your bar go up is going to motivate you. I'm about to hit that. I got that target now. Now let's, of course. And I think that's what's important: doing effective revision, having a plan, knowing what you are revising, and making sure is relates to the strength and the weaknesses that you discussed earlier. So you're not learning fractions when you're expert at them. You're only doing them because it's easy and you know how to do them. Tackle the things that you don't know so you can improve.
Yeah,
of course. Before we go into the parents bit, one other thing that I wanted to ask was, in terms of, do you guys do any extra curricular activities, any other hobbies that you do that kind of helps you guys to continue with your revision journey?
I tend to lift weights at home, and I'll go to gym, and I do all sorts. So it's like I'm achieving the best I can academically, and I'm getting wham at the same time.
Getting wham and achieving the best academically. That's that.
I think wham is. What do you mean by wham? Getting H.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting it. MashaAllah. Thank you for that. And you know what? You're right. I think keeps your mind and your body on a journey to success.
Yeah. It also it's like it gives you some energy in it. You know what I mean?
Do you have space for Mehtab to join your club? So he can get a bit wham.
Bit wham, yeah. Asim, if you want to just share, obviously, in terms of extra curricular activity, what sort of things do you do to keep your mind at peace and just switch off for a minute or two?
Yeah.
What sort of thing would you do?
Like play sports, like football, badminton. Like I play badminton on the courts, like every other week, which helps with your mental well-being. Because if you have a good mindset, then that will push you more to do what you want to do at school.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I think if your mind is always stuck, in terms of thinking negative and a lot of issues going on, you haven't dealt with them, then your mind will take that space up. You haven't got a space to add new knowledge to it. Right, so now going on to, in terms of your parents, if I was to just put out some statements that we heard our students say, right, in the past, and I just want you guys, just tell us your view on this and, how you see those. I'll actually read them out, because one of the statements was actually sent, You know, one of the students in the past have said,
I'm looking forward to this.
I can't do this, sir. Mum, dad, always nagging, never leave me alone. I know I got exams, bruv, but they don't need to be this crazy.
I feel like the more crazy your parents are, the better it is.
Wow.
Me, bro, I don't get left alone. I get clotted every day.
Good.
But it's like
just to make it clear, clotted, you mean as in they're reminding you to?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Politely reminding you.
Yeah.
Politely reminding you, of course, obviously, because you're VAM and you lift weights, you don't want no one, yeah.
They're intimidated.
So can you elaborate on that, because I think that's the first time I've heard someone. The more what you just said, the more pushy your parents are, the better. Elaborate on that, please.
It's like, okay, I get angry sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like Asim's parents are the same as similar to mine.
Yeah.
Me and him, he gets angry sometimes. He's not allowed to do certain things. I'm not allowed to do certain things. Gotta be home at this time. Do this, do that. Yeah. But I just think of it as, let's say I didn't have parents like that. Let's say I was allowed out 2 a.m, up to 2 a.m, like some people are. Or let's say my parents never told me to study and just left it to me, and I really doubt that if my parents said to me, we're not going to push you, just do what you want, but make sure you study, I would never study. My dad.
Wow.
My dad.
You know what? Wow. Let me just enjoy this.
Thanks for your honesty.
You know what? Thank you. And I think all the parents listening out there, I think this is a moment to appreciate your hard work that you are doing with your child. I think
it's clear that the child appreciates you as well.
Of course.
Even they might not tell you.
And they never tell you. Yeah. And I think this is a moment to enjoy, and as a parent to know, keep pushing them because they do appreciate it. They do understand it. It's just, they're not old enough to kind of, sometimes manage the anger. So sometimes I'm guessing you two probably be like to each other, oh, my dad won't let me go out till I've done this topic, right? But I'm glad you are mentioning.
There's no phone, because remember, they don't use a phone. So
of course
they don't communicate like that.
Please continue. So you were saying, in terms of.
So, it's like every time my parents see me around the house, whatever, what topic did you do? How much studying do you do? Yeah. Obviously, it's going to vex me out a bit, innit? Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, bear onto me.
Yeah.
But you then, when I go upstairs and have a fit or whatever, yeah? I think, imagine I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Imagine my parents never ever told me to study.
So you appreciate the fact that,
Because at the end of the day, it's my education, my future. And
exactly.
That's it, innit? They're literally trying to help me. That's it.
So what would you say... Asim, I will come on to you in a moment. What would you say to students of your age out there who
haven't got crazy parents?
I wouldn't say crazy. I
thought the crazier the better. Is that what you were trying to get to?
The crazier the better, yes, but let's give it a positive vibe to it, yeah? What would you say to people of your age at the moment who are not being able to realize and see this? And when their parents are saying, look, can you revise? And they're like, no. And unfortunately, there becomes a conflict between the child and the parent. What would you imagine? You're speaking to me, someone who just comes to you and say, you know what? Nah, I ain't listen to them, bro. I ain't doing nothing. What would you say to me?
I just, I look at you like you're stupid, innit? because you're denying help, innit?
Okay.
It's only you that's going to benefit from studying. It's only you that's going to have a good future, innit?
Excellent. No, excuse the word that you're using, but what we're trying to get at is, it's going to sound very silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're going to be looking at thinking, hang on a minute, they're doing everything to help you. Yeah, it's going to benefit you, not them, you. Right? So there's no logical behind of why you're unable to see.
And there's also just some people I know that their parents, they do try a lot, but their kids are, disobeying them. They're running out the house without the dads knowing. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they got their dads chasing them in the car last week.
So parents are.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not go into exactly examples.
But
So in terms of, what would you suggest to the students would it be to say, you know what, you need to sit down and have a hard look at yourself? You got someone chasing you, you're not going to always have that. And you're going to regret it when you don't. And I feel I want to leave it on down to that point. I just want to come on to you, Asim, in terms of, can you describe, obviously, the support that you're getting at home?
Yeah.
And if I'm a parent, you know, at the moment, my daughter Isla, you know, she's only 6 months, so you know, she got another 2 months before she sits at GCSEs. But in terms of, in terms of what advice would you give me? How can I help? You know, first of all, share what help you're getting from your home, and then how can I help my child through this journey of education?
Yeah, so when I'm at home, my parents really push me, they support me. My dad prints out past papers for me to do, and then he checks what I've been doing. And if I don't be, then he just sits me down, takes my phone away, and to make sure I know what I'm doing. And then if he catches me not doing it, I'm just sitting on my bed, then he really gets on to me. Because he really believes that, because he never had the education that we do have now. So he wants us to go forward, because he wants us to do something with our life. Yeah, so
he wants you to use the opportunity that he probably didn't have.
There was a quote that I'd just like to add here. I can't remember it exactly word to word, but it was something to do with, you know, don't give your kids what you didn't have in terms of money and objects. You know, I didn't have this car, so I'm going to make sure my kid has that car. But give them the knowledge that you did not, you know, were not able to get. So you know what? Thank you. So you know, I really appreciate what you're saying there in terms of, you know, my dad didn't have the opportunity, so he's making sure that you have all the opportunities. So what can mums, dads do to help? We want to keep the crazy balanced. We want to give advice to the parents.
What would really help? Like, what's one thing that, if you guys obviously know better than us, what's one thing that you wish your parents would do or cater to do for you that would really push your revision or help you massively?
I feel like my parents done everything they could already. It's not like...
What sort of things do they do that we can advise their parents, you know, people out there to do?
It's setting the home environment. That's a major one. It's like, you know, at home, I've got a desk there, I've got all the books there, I've got all the resources, I've got printer there, I've got everything there. Yeah.
So let's just say, you know, it's not always possible. It's not always possible to provide an environment. You know, I'm not going to lie to you, but, you know, alhamdulillah, our parents work very, very hard. And, you know, sometimes it can be difficult to provide financially, you know, and give you the environment that you may need. But what about other things in terms of what can they do in terms of their relationship with yourself that could help them? What can you suggest for that?
I feel like parents should be more involved in their kids' learning, asking them frequently, oh, what did you do in school today? Or what topic are you on in this subject? Why don't you me sit down and cover this topic if you're struggling with it? What do you need help with? I'm here to help you. You know, it's more of the reassurance.
Excellent,
I get a lot of that. I'm sure Asim does. But I feel like kids that don't, they are deprived in a sense that they don't feel supported by their parents.
Absolutely, and I think it's one of those things where, for example, even if a parent is listening out there now, and you know that's something you don't probably do at home, and it's not normal in your household, then tomorrow it might be the first time you ask your child what did they do. The child might say, actually, I don't know, because they probably weren't ready for that question.
They're not used to.
Second time you'll ask them, probably not ready. The third or fourth time, the child themselves will be going to school and making sure they remember what happened at school.
My dad's gonna ask me. I better
might ask me today, because they've kind of made a habit of it now, and it keeps everyone on their toes. But if that's not happening, like you just said, you are kind of deprived of quite a big aspect of education there.
I will. Don't feel like you have to answer this next question, but I think between a parent and a child, having that relationship where you can freely talk and ask questions, and sometimes, you know, just have a bit of banter is important. I hate that I'm saying this, but unfortunately there are some parents who may not have that relationship with their child.
Yeah.
It could be because, some of them, alhamdulillah, are working really, really hard and they don't get time to. But some of them probably got the time, but they don't know what to talk to their kid about. And it's just awkward. Yeah, how was your day? Like, you know what I mean? So what can you suggest for parents? What step can they take to get interested in your life? Yeah, that would help you. I'm thinking of, maybe your dad turning around or your mum turning around saying, oh, what sort of things do you do? Talk about football or talk about your friends.
How would they break the ice?
Yeah, what can you suggest for parents to say, you know what, do this, so then we can build a relationship?
Yeah, it's good to have a strong connection and a foundation with your parents, because obviously they're your parents. They brought you up. They made you who the person you are right now. So to have a good relationship, then you should bond over something. Like even if it's watching football or cooking, whatever, is having that relationship. Because if you have that relationship with your parents, they can give you whatever you want. Because, for instance, they say you at school, they don't know what's going on, but you need to fill them in so they understand.
Yeah. So how would you be? Any of you, how would you fill your parents in? So in terms of what can they do? Yeah, what would you do that helps you to make your relationship with your mum and your dad stronger?
You could become closer to them, as in tell them what's going on, like academically. That's one thing. Socially as well.
But why do people don't do that? I don't think everyone does that.
I think a student can we're putting all the emphasis on the parent here. If we take a step back, what about if you went home and you said to your parents, "How was your day?" Because you're trying to recognize,
I like that.
Get their day, and then hopefully sit back and expect them to ask you the same question.
Hello, parents out there, please ask them.
And if they don't ask you that question, then the connection is the Wi-Fi is lost. Basically. But yeah, you can start.
You were gonna, go on.
Yeah, maybe your parents. Yeah, they never had a good relationship with their parents.
Oh, okay.
So
we're getting deeper
and that could be due to many reasons. I mean, think about it, right? How many of us got parents here that had parents
in a different country?
Yeah.
My mum and their parents, my grandparents, they were not in the same country till probably the last few years of their life. So it's difficult. They didn't have this WhatsApp video calls.
They had pigeons sending messages across the seas.
And you know what? You're right. I like the fact that you said, because they've been so used to that, and because of that, you know what? I think it's been, there has been a lot of talking points, and I think I just want to, we'll summarize it in a moment, but before I summarize our episode for today, which is on exam preparation for students currently in school, for both students and the parents, before I summarize, I'm just going to go around and we're just going to say, one or two things. One thing for the parent, one thing for the student. From everything that you discussed, I just want you to pick your best thing, and then one for the student, one for the parent, and then obviously we'll go with Mustafa, Asim and Shamir, then I will summarize and we'll finish off from there. So Mustafa?
So I think that the relationship between the student and the parent, it should be both ways, and both of them should interact equally. And if he feels weak, one side has to step up and try to fix things. That could be either be the parent or the student, depending on who's going to do it first. And it's like teamwork going together.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. And Asim, if I come to you, one quick point, for the parent and the student.
The parent should be more aware of what the student's doing, like the revision, the education, social, everything. Their parents should know and understand what they're doing. And for the student, they should be more open to their parents. They shouldn't be felt like they're alone. They should be able to open up to their parents to talk about whatever. And even though it might be a bad outcome or it might be a good outcome, you never know until you do it.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. And I think, Shamir, I'm just going to come to you, but for you, I'm just going to ask if yours can be relating to, rather than the relationship, if yours can be relating to in terms of academically, what can they do?
I mean, for the student, balancing multiple subjects can be challenging, but having a steady schedule like we discussed earlier with the revision planners, setting priorities and creating a steady plan for each subject can help you manage your time effectively. Staying motivated can be tough. We obviously have already gathered that throughout the discussion, but set small achievable goals, celebrate your progress, and remember why you started this journey. Visualizing your success can be a great motivator. And just to one sentence for the parent, you guys just need to keep on track of that and make sure you're checking,
managing it,
and managing that.
Excellent. So first of all, just to summarize, there's a lot of hints, a lot of strategies that we discussed that will help you as a parent and the student with their learning journey. You got mock exams coming up. Hopefully your schools will have another mock in March and then the real exam in summer. I hope the strategies discussed today will help you as a parent and as a student to help the academic success and hopefully the mental and the well-being. I just want to say thank you to Mustafa and Asim for joining us today. I think probably be one of the best ones that we had, in terms of the interaction and the points that we discussed. So I just want to say thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure, Toby. It's a lovely, amazing opportunity to be here in the studio.
Thank you.
So for the viewers out there, just don't forget it. My name's Mustafa, he's Asim, and we're repping Zahir Clinic Centre. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Education matters.
Put this on his CV now.
We'll be here next week. Thank you very much for listening.
Stay tuned to